gentlemen, I don't do this often, so I don't do it well. So at this point, I'd like to introduce the Governor of Florida, Governor Rick Sott. Disabilities. We've been doing this together for the past 16 years. We've got a very full day, but right now we have a great opportunity to honor someone who has assisted us and helped us throughout the years with our yearly Chef of the Year Award. If you look over here, you'll see our past award winners. If you have won a Chef of the Year award in the past, would you please stand, Fable, or raise your hand if your name's mentioned on the board. At this time, I'd like both Governor Scott and Director Palmer to join me as we make a very special presentation to one of our volunteers here at the Family Café. Again, it's our way to say thank you as we realize that our volunteers are so critical to the very success of the annual Family Café event. This award is considered our highest honor by the Family Café family. Again, as you see over there, some of our Silver Spoon winners have come and gone, and some of them are still here with us today. This morning, we would like to take the time now to honor one such person with our Distinguished Silver Spoon Award. To stop and say how much we appreciate the hard work given to us over the years and how much we truly appreciate the willingness to help and to serve. Please welcome today's honoree with a great round of applause to our 2014 Chef of the Year Award winner recipient. Ready? Mary Jane Barsaki. Our ever-growing Employment Expo. We all know how much employment, being employed, having a job means to all of us. Our expo embraces the theme of celebrating and advancing the participation of people with disabilities in the workforce, and with Mary Jane's hard work and dedication, we are pleased to feature an ever-growing, full, engaging day of activities and events. Mary Jane, we all thank you. to reintroduce someone who was with us here last night, our friend, our supporter, and a past Chef of the Year award winner, Senator Bill Galvano.
Good morning. Good to be here again. Last night was a lot of fun. We had Dan Marino up here, as you recall. How can you forget? And he was a great quarterback, tremendous quarterback. Well, I can tell you as a member of the Florida Senate, as a member of the legislature, that we have a quarterback too. And he is a great quarterback. And that quarterback is Governor Rick Sott. Under his leadership, I don't think there was a single area of the state budget that didn't address in some way or another the issues that are important to all of us here in this room. Governor Sott made it an absolute priority to make sure that we were doing everything that we can to provide opportunity, to provide quality of life, and to recognize, as our new Chef of the Year said, the abilities of people with special needs, not their disabilities. So, for me, it's always a tremendous pleasure to be here and spend time with you and talk with you and hear your concerns and take them back with me to Tallahassee. But it's a special pleasure to be here this morning with Governor Rick Sott, who will continue, as I know, to move the ball down the field, address the issues that need to be addressed, and continue to be focused on making opportunity and life in the state of Florida much better. I think at this point, I'm going to introduce Director of ATD, Barbara Palmer, who is another example of the wisdom of Governor Rick Sott. When he appointed her, he knew exactly what he was doing. She has done a tremendous job. She has been a true advocate, a true hard worker, and someone that I personally have enjoyed working with very closely, and I feel very confident under her leadership that we will also keep the ball moving down the field. Director?
What a great conference. Every year I come, it gets bigger and better, and actually there's so many things that you have to choose from. I want to go to all of them. You can't fit them all in. It's just wonderful. I want to mention too that Senator Galvano said all these wonderful things about the governor, but I want to tell you everything he said about him goes for Senator Galvano as well. He was there, as well as Gardner, and I could name a lot of others. You always run the risk when you mention one or two people, but I will tell you, they are true champions, and I mean champions. And you know, I don't know if you all know how the legislature works, but I'm going to tell you real quickly, because I'm going to introduce the governor, but I want to put it in perspective. The governor is responsible for setting policy and direction for our state, and also responsible for putting together a budget. And there are a lot of things to balance when you look at how much money we have to spend and how much money we have taken in. He said from the very beginning, if we can get this economy back the way it needs to be, then we should be funding the things that we're responsible for, that we are the stewards of, and that is you. And he made that a priority the first time I met him. And I want you to know that what he has done is set a policy and a direction for this state, but the legislature also is a key partner in that. And if they don't buy into those policies, and if that is not the right course, they think they go another direction. But they have worked together for you. And I think that's so important for you to know, because your elected officials care about you. And they listen. I can call any time of the day or night, and they will take my call, because your issues are important to them. I want to tell you about some of the things that the governor did, because he didn't just talk the talk, he walked the walk. When he gave us the responsibility of doing these things last year, let me tell you what he did. He went to 6 news conferences about your issues. He went to 6 of our 16 town halls throughout the state and led those town halls to find out what your needs are. He also, this past year, did the very first ever in history town hall for people in the military. Our military is our first line of defense for all of us. And guess what? We are the first state in the entire country that is now allowing, when somebody is on a waiver and getting money in another state, and they come to Florida, they don't go on the wait list, they're going on that waiver. The legislature did that. We will lead the country in this effort for our military. They deserve it. And also, he has given out, I don't know how many numerous awards to employers that have done above and beyond. And they are really, truly our icons of what we need to follow for other employers. And he's given them awards and recognized their achievements. He also has appointed 99 people to the Family Care Council. Now, you might not know how important that is, but you know, as an agency head, I love to work with the associations. I do work with the associations, but they have a lot of things that they deal with besides just your issues. They've got business issues, they have other things. The Family Care Council is made up of people with disabilities, individual families, and this year, because of the legislature and the governor, grandparents will now be able to be on the Family Care Council. So I often ask myself, as you probably do, which is, what is really our purpose here on earth? What is our purpose? I think our purpose is to make a difference. And if you know when you die that you have made a difference in the lives of others, you have had a very, very successful life. It doesn't make a bit of difference how much money you have or anything else. And Governor, I want to introduce you as a man who has made a difference in thousands and thousands and thousands of people's lives. The best boss I ever had.
Good morning. Good morning. Please have a seat. Well, first I just want to recognize the individuals up here first, but thanks for being here. Thanks for all your efforts. Thanks for what you do for each other, and thanks for what you do for others. If you look at all the good things that happen in this state, because people show up. People say, here's a problem, we're going to solve it. And you're not just solving it for yourself. I always tell everybody, tell me your problems, I'll see which ones I can solve, and I'll do it as quickly as possible, because if you have a problem and we solve it, you didn't just solve it for you, you solved it for a lot of people. I think Senator Galvano, I think everybody sitting up here will tell you the same thing. We want to solve problems. We want to help people. We're doing this because we like people. And by the way, you have the best town halls. And here's why, here's why your town halls are good. You come with passion, you come with ideas, and you care. You know, they're positive experiences. I've been to 6 of them, and every one of them, we learned something. I learned something. Barbara learned something. Everybody who works in Barbara's agency learned something. Because this is your government. It's not somebody else's government. It's not my government. It's your government. You can make anything happen in this government you want if you show up. Now, let me just brag about Barbara first. So, when I got this job 3 years and 5 months ago, this state was in trouble. We had lost 832,000 jobs. The agency for persons with disabilities was running significant budget deficits. It was a very difficult time in our state. Housing prices were way down. More people were leaving our state than moved into our state.
So people said, that, you know, the glory days of Florida were over, but they're not. We brought in great people, but Barbara was one of them. She said, I'll make this the best agency in state government. She said, I'll figure out how to get as many people services as I can. I'll figure out how to live within the budget. So this legislature and governor will know that if you put more money in my budget, I'm going to spend it well. And she said, we need more money for certain things. She came to me, she came to the legislature, but in particular she went to Senator Galvano. Who cares? This is something you have to have champions in the legislature to get anything done. So your champion in the agency is Barbara Palmer, but pretty much everybody I've met that works there. But your other champion is Bill Galvano. Senator Galvano cares. I get to propose a budget, as Barbara said, but I don't get to pass it. I either get to veto it, or veto a line item, but I don't get to pass the budget. So if you don't have champions in the legislature, nothing happens. So Barbara is your champion in the agency with a lot of other people. I think we need to give a big round of applause to Senator Bill Galvano for what he gets done each and every year. By the way, you can't work with many people who care much more than Barbara does. I also want to thank Lori Fahey for what she does. This is, she 16 years. It's probably gone by fast. Now, I also want to recognize Pam Stewart. So I don't know if many of you know Pam, but she's the Commissioner of Education. And she wants to make sure every person in this state that has the opportunity for an education gets the best education possible. And let me brag about what she's done. In this state, our 4th graders are #2 in the world in reading. 2 in the world. If you're Hispanic, we've got the highest graduation rates in the United States. If you're African Americans, we had the highest student achievement gains last year in the United States. If you're a teacher, according to the National Chamber, we have the best teachers, most effective teachers in the United States. She does a great job. Now, let me talk to another individual, Jesse Panuccio. So we talked about jobs. How many of you want to make sure you and your family have a job? We all do, right? I grew up in a family, I lived in public housing, my parents had a hard time getting a job. I remember the only family car we had got repossessed when I was a kid. We want jobs. Jesse Panuccio runs the Department of Economic Opportunity. He's had that job for a little over a year. So every month, we've had positive job growth. Every month. This year, we've added over 600,000 jobs since I was elected. Today, we have 270,000 job openings in the state. And because individuals like Jesse work their business. Our unemployment rate is below the national average, and you can get a job in our state. And when there's that many openings, there's more opportunities for everybody. And that's my goal, and I know that's everybody's goal here. But these leaders up here are real leaders, and they care about you. But we can't solve problems we don't know about. We have to hear your concerns. And if we do, I can tell you, everybody standing up here will do everything they can to do it. So let me just brag about some things, and Barbara talked a little bit about. Last year, because of our better budget, the way your agency of Persons with Disability runs, we provided another $36 million and moved 1,600 people, individuals with critical needs, off the APD waiting list. We provided $500,000 for job coaches and job internships so people can get a job and keep the job. This year, we provided another $20 million to move another 1,000 people off the wait list. And so today, for the first time in the history of this program, anybody with critical needs will be off the wait list.
Progress. And the way we're going to continue this progress is we're going to continue to make sure this is the state where people get a job. Because guess what happens? When people can get a job, when people move into our state, we have the state revenues go up. When the state revenues go up, we can make more strategic investments. And what you have a legislature and a governor that's going to do everything they can, and an agency that's going to do everything they can to make those things happen. So my goal is we're going to continue this progress we've made. We will continue to make sure this is a place where people can get a job, get a great education, live in a safe community, and live their individual version. Everybody has it. Their individual version of the American dream. Now, I also want to talk about individuals. Where's Matthew? Where's Matthew? Matthew Hearn. Where are we at? Oh, all right. Matthew's waiting. Okay. So I do a lot of job announcements around the state. And what I try to do in those job announcements, I talk about person. Because it's nice to say Amazon's going to add 3,000 jobs, or Northrop Grumman's going to add 1,400 jobs. But it's a person. It's a person like my dad losing his job that now has a job. Well, when we talk about what this agency does, the agency for persons with disabilities, it helps a person. And it doesn't just help Matthew, it helps his family. So, Matthew, you'll stand up and wave. It's Matthew Hearn, who's a wonderful person. He's a big smiler. He loves pictures. He likes paparazzi. He's big on paparazzi. He's here with his parents, Dan and Melody. He's 13 years old and was on the APD wait list until last November. Because of last year's funding, Matthew was given the opportunity to move off the waiting list. He now receives the services and support he needs to live more independently. Like all of us, we want to live independently. He has served as an inspiration for his parents, especially his mother Melody, who now chairs the local Family Care Council and advocates for all people with disabilities. So let's give Matthew a round of applause. That's what's great about this job. People ask me, is this a great job? I say, it's a great job if you like people. And I love people. And I think everybody up here will tell you the same thing. What we get to do every day is just a wonderful experience because we like people. We are committed to providing all Florida families with greater opportunities. Everybody needs greater opportunities. I want to tell you, it's a wonderful honor to be here. It's always enjoyable to see each of you. Some of you I see out when I travel 2 or 3 cities a day. And it's wonderful to see you, and congratulations on your success. Let us know your concerns. I can tell you, everybody up here will do everything we can to help you. Have a wonderful day.
To vote, as in the past 16 years, we've always had them come and help us to get retain voters. So the importance is getting the word out to folks, register to vote, and then vote. That is the important process here. Before we move further, I have lost my notes, so we're going to ad-lib. Okay. Governor Stott did introduce some folks to the podium. And I'm going to ask them to come back and say a few words. She never is quiet. Or you can ask my two kids. I am a rambler, and I'm rambling now because I have just found what I need to say. Okay, here we go. I'm so sorry. Been here since Thursday. Doesn't work. Yeah, I'm old. Okay. As the governor already introduced these folks, so I'm going to reintroduce them and ask them to come up to the podium and say a few words, tell them a little bit about what they do in their agency. First off, I'd like to introduce the Director of the Department of Economic Opportunity for some brief remarks. His name is Director Jesse Panucio.
Well, thank you very much, Laura. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? It's wonderful to be here at this time in the Sunshine State when we can look forward to all of the funding, all of the priorities that you have in a time when our economy has turned around. You know, the governor talked about the numbers. At DEO, one of the things we do is track the economic numbers every month, and for 3 years running now, we've been able to put out absolutely wonderful numbers. Our unemployment rate keeps dropping. Our job growth keeps happening every month. Job demand keeps increasing. Under Governor Scott's leadership, we've added over 600,000 private sector jobs in 3.5 years. The unemployment rate has fallen by over 5 points, the third largest drop in the entire nation. We're leading the nation in terms of an economic recovery. And you know, I get to talk about these numbers all over the state with all kinds of groups like yours, veterans groups, all kinds of employee groups. And what gets lost sometimes in those numbers is the meaning of every one of those jobs. Behind each of those 600,000 jobs is the fundamental dignity of work, the fundamental dignity that a job brings to your life, the change it means for a family. You've heard the governor talk about it, and the reason he's so passionate about adding those jobs, the reason you hear Governor Scott talk about job growth and support pro-growth policies, is he understands from his own personal life story how much a job means and how it can change your life, how it can take you from the worst of circumstances to the best of circumstances, all the way to the top of the business world and to being the governor of the state of Florida. So I want you to know that in the administration and under Governor Scott's leadership, you have a champion for opportunity for your families. He wants every person in here to have a job, and he also understands that people with disabilities, they make the best workers, the most dedicated, the most passionate, the most appreciative workers to have an opportunity. We at DEO are trying to help in that effort. We have several of our great staff members here, and I hope you'll visit our booth. We're working on the web portal on our website in conjunction with the Governor's Commission on jobs for persons with disabilities, to have a portal that you can go to have the resources for your families to find those jobs. So again, thank you all very much for being here. God bless you, and thank you for being a part of the opportunity economy that's emerging in our state. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jesse. Next, I would like to introduce the Commissioner of the Department of Education, Commissioner Pam Stewart. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. It's great for me to be here today. I think that it is absolutely marvelous that this opportunity is here for all of you that are here, and that all of you took advantage of this opportunity to be here and learn as much as you can about those individuals with abilities. And I think that's been said, and it's so very important for us to focus on that. You've heard a lot this morning already about jobs, and jobs are very important. I think everybody in the room raised their hand when the question was asked, do you want your family members to have jobs? And that's true, we all want that. And I take it personally as a responsibility as the Commissioner of Education to prepare students for a career. You know, I have the great privilege of being responsible for education in the state of Florida from pre-K all the way through the state college division. And those are the perfect opportunities for us to prepare every individual for a job. I have great staff that helps me with that every single day, and some of them are here. You're going to get to hear from some of those staff members. And I'm gonna be very daring here because I've only seen one of my staff members, but I'm gonna ask for the staff of the Department of Education to stand and be recognized. Well, there's the one. There you go. Great. Thank you, everyone. And I'm telling you, you've also heard that the people on the stage are here to help, but those people that just stood are here to help you. So if you need anything, please seek one of these people out because they are here to help you. You know, the governor touted some information about education, and he is truly a champion of education. And you heard Barbara Palmer already say it's great to work for the governor. I can assure you that he is so focused on education and recognizes the importance of education for everyone in the state of Florida, for the economy of Florida, in order for us to have what we want and need in the state of Florida. And you heard him talk about the fact that we have the highest graduation rate of Hispanic students in the nation. We have improved the graduation rate overall of all of our students since 2011 by 5 percentage points. Now, some of you may think that the number of 5 isn't very big, but I'm going to tell you that when you are talking about 2.7 million students in the K-12 world, 5% is a lot. And that's amazing that 5% more of our students are graduating, which means that they have the skills that they need in order to be able to get a job. But one fact we didn't share with the governor, and I think we did that so that I could share this piece of information with you. You heard that African American students improved more than any other group of African American students in the whole nation. But I will tell you also, and that's great, we're very proud of that, and we're not only proud of that because, as the governor said, that represents individuals. That's not just a number, that represents individuals. But also, everyone in this room needs to know that we also, our students with disabilities, outperformed other students with disabilities throughout the whole nation. And that is truly amazing. And you see some of those individuals in this room today that have benefited by the hard work that has happened in order to make that occur. Again, I would add, please take advantage of everything that you will have offered to you at this meeting. And this is a wonderful opportunity. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that I have had the opportunity to be here to share it with you. Thank you so very much.
Now I'd like to reintroduce the Director of the Agency for Persons with Disabilities, Barbara Palmer.
I'm going to do this very quickly because I really want you to have time to be able to talk with the governor, and I know he's going to want to talk with you and also with Senator Galvano and our other distinguished guests. I know they'll mingle with you so if you have questions. But I wanted to just tell you, I'm not going to talk about the agency because most of you know about the Agency for Persons with Disabilities, I would guess. And I have a session at 11 if you want to know more. But I do want to tell you about the partnership that we have right now with the Department of Education. The Commissioner and I met, and I want to tell you she's very serious about working with us to make things even better for people with special needs in the educational system. We've already started that dialogue. We're going to continue that dialogue because one of the most important things we're trying to do in this agency is to help with that transition from school to work. Because we all know that when someone is finished with school, if they don't go on to higher education, someone in that family, if they don't go on the waiver, will have to quit their job, or we get another person employed. Let's get 3 people employed or 2 people employed instead of, less people. And she's made that commitment. She has made that commitment so that we can help standardize how we're doing things statewide. And I just want to thank you, Pam, very much. The other thing I want to tell you, because you may not know, is that the governor recommended and the legislature funded the cost for a central portal for employment that will be at DEO. They are developing a portal so that when you go look for a job, you can put all of your talents and your skills and all of the things that you've done and your interest in the things that you're capable of doing that you want to do and you've done what you do all your life. And you can put those on there. And guess what else? The employers can go there and find you. And they will also post, here's what I need. These are the kinds of skills that I need, and these are the talents that I need. This has never been here before. And I want to introduce, Lisa, please stand up. She is head of both rehab. I'm going to introduce her because she's going to be the one responsible for making sure that all of the logistics of that with the telephone and all of that's going to be taken care of. But those are two very, very important things that are coming this next year for you that are going to be very important. And now I'm going to up Pam one time. I would like all of the APD staff to please stand up. You have no idea. This is the team. They are so awesome. All of them awesome. Every one of them cares from the bottom of their heart about you. And everyone up at this podium does too. Thank you all so much, and I look forward to talking with you at 11.
Thank you, Director Palmer. And I'd also like to thank everybody here on the panel. If you all will just give them one last round of applause. But they're not leaving you. As soon as I allow them to leave the stage, if they would all just wait just a few minutes before they do, there's going to be an opportunity to take photos with them and have a discussion with them if you like. And don't crowd up around them too much, but I know you all want a photo opportunity. Also, I've been told by the governor's office photographer that she also will be taking pictures, and I will send something out to you next week or the week thereafter, letting you know where you can retrieve these photos on their official website. So if you didn't get your camera, but you got into a picture, they'll be there for you. So wait until we send you something out. So, my parting gifts to you, Governor, and Senator Galvano is a conference bag. So since you're not going to stay, you'll be able to see what we did this past weekend.